What's up, everybody? Welcome back to X-Plane 11. My name's Micah. I am not a real pilot. And we're going to be flying the 737 from Jacksonville to Pittsburgh tonight, this evening. We're finally back with a live stream. Internet's supposedly fixed. We'll find out for sure if that is the case as we go along. So we'll find that out. Just get my aircraft here pre-flighted and ready to rock and roll. Christian, what's going on? Welcome. Dyson Mahmood, awesomeness, no bridge, welcome. Look to your left. Yeah, I did see you. Yeah, it's the A319, right? What OBS settings do I use? That's a lot. A lot of information. I use a lot of different stuff. That. You. All that's good. Come down. On. The heats on. Bid 0. Trim air on. Auto. What is Pittsburgh's altitude? .1203. So, ooh, too much. Stefan, what's going on? Fresh update, nice. 1,200 feet. I want to check the. Make sure we're good on quantities, everything. We are. Go back to engine and air. Differentials all good. Off, yep. Should all be ready to rock and roll. Yeah, no logo light right now. What I thought. All right. I'll be asking when I get to that point. I'll be asking about all the different places. Not really recording exactly where I'm wanting to go just yet. So remind me later is the best way I can say that. Looking for the departure today. We're on the Crosby 2 departure. So we're taking off runway 8. So we're looking at a 077 heading. Oh, it's already set. Perfect. 077. This goes 077 as well. On. First officer, flight director on. Departure heading is set. Initial climb clearance is 3,000. So 3,000 set. And by not going to be using that today, auto brakes RTO. That fuel flow reset then rate. Kevin! Fantastic, Kevin. I'm glad I'll be able to assist you, sir. Tower is on. Yes, we are so lucky. Initial comm frequencies are set. We already got the ATIS. Alpha's current. Nav frequencies are good. ADF frequencies good. Transponder codes 2000 is set. Flight deck door. Close that sucker up. Let me grab pen, and I need my. Where's my notebook? All right, we're about to get our clearance here. We're going to spell out our acronym, CRAFT. Get ready to copy that information. Go ahead and execute that. We're going to execute that as well. I've already checked all that. Normal checklist. Pop that up. Ooh, you know what? I haven't done? Well, I haven't pulled the information, so I won't set that yet. I've completed all this. All of this has been completed. Already checked all of that. Yep, so that away for now. I'll let them know. Welcome aboard, and we'll go ahead and close our doors. APU. Please start that. Start my tracking client, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. And let's contact her name. Tower, while we're sitting here waiting for the AP to start up for our clearance. Jacksonville Tower, Solaris 3136, ready to copy IFR to Pittsburgh.
Who was that calling in?
Solaris 3136, ready to copy IFR to Pittsburgh.
Solaris 3136, I think your PDC, you didn't get it.
Negative, it did not receive PDC.
Okay, stand by.
Supposedly sent me a PDC, but I did not get it.
Solaris 3136, you can have it now. Information Alpha Squad. Call me for taxi, expect 1114.
Copy. And we got it. Information Alpha on board, and we'll call you ready. Taxi Solaris 3136. We are going to Pittsburgh as file maintain 5,000. So I had originally 3,000, but we're going to be doing 5,000.
Jacksonville Tower, American 1462. Ready to copy clear. Oh, you send me PDC. Thanks.
I sent you before, but obviously you guys didn't get it. I don't know what went on there. But call me for taxi, expect 1114. Information Alpha Squad.
We got Alpha and we'll call you when ready to taxi. Thank you, American 1462.
There we go. All right, so have you made any go around Mr. Pro tutorials? I have not. I plan to do some. Chief Jimbo, how's it going? Okay. They'll be closing here shortly, so. All right, so he gave me 5,000, so we'll go ahead and set that here. This off. I've already completed all this. AP bleed on. GPU can be disconnected, so we'll go ahead and remove chocks and disconnect there. Now we'll go down here to N1. And I could do a performance calculation. I'm not going to. I'm just going to bring this down here. I know this is not what you're supposed to do, guys. But I'm just being lazy today. I just get it close I can to 89. It's about where you want it on a derated takeoff. Depending on the length, there's so many variations. But it's just easier. And if I want to, you know what, I'll just do it. I'll just run it. I'll just run the performance calculator because screw it up. I've been being lazy recently. Samuel, how you doing? Hey, Andrew. Eat some chili here. All right. That's the right one. Port. Yeah, I know. Yep. Pull the weather, run it. Ah, I wasn't too far off. Let's give me a different 1%. This is giving me 19.4, and then the performance calculator is saying 90.8. Bring it close to 90.8. Interesting. Yep, chili.
I'll correct it and stuff, but 13
Away from me, chili. Alright. Takeoff, flaps 5.
Attention all aircraft, information Bravo aircraft, Jacksonville, altimeter 3016.
Altimeter changed. Set that.
Southwest 1331 with you, visual approach runway 8. Sorry for the keep disconnecting. It's the X-pilot.
Visual, Southwest 1321, no problem. With 070 at 11, runway 8.
Center gravity is checked. V1, VR2 are good to go. Speed bug set 152. Set that 152. Stab trim. Set that to 5.5. All right, no cutback today. Anti-collision lights on. Tyler Lambert, thanks for the subscription, man. I appreciate that. Left and right packs to off. Full checklist before start. Below the line. Packs off. Collision lights on. Parking brake is set. Alt off is on set. Transponder.
Jackson Bell Tower will be calling in 15 minutes.
15 minutes, okay. So we're going to get out of here before he gets done here. Back, plan this. Wait, 8s. Well, I have to go this way, actually, don't I?
Ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready. Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
All right. Yeah, Christian. So we actually there's several well-known individuals on VATSIM that have a speech problem or some type of mental illness. And some of them are the best pilots and the best controllers out there. It's just sometimes hard to understand, right? There's a particular pilot, and Captain Banks, you may know this, that flies around. You see him all the freaking time. And he's like the best pilot that's on VATSIM. I love it when he comes to my airport because I don't have to worry about him at all.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Battle 14 Gaming, thanks for the subscription, man. Appreciate that. All right, I'm going to get pushed back here. Yes, Captain Banks. No. You don't have a mental illness, do you? I mean, you could. You don't have to tell me. If you do, I couldn't tell. I just dug a hole. I just dug myself a hole there. I couldn't get out of it.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
You shouldn't be Battle 14. All right, release parking brake.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Number 2 to ground. How's on your guys' end? Is the stream pretty stable? Any drop in bit rates or bufferings or anything? Captain Banks, I did watch a little bit of it. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I did watch a little bit of it. That was hilarious. All right, good start to engine number 2. Number 1 going to ground. Waiting for 25.
Southwest.
Add fuel.
1331.
Operation
Taxi
complete.
to the way on via Alpha. Juliet Alpha. And Juliet Alpha.
Alpha Juliet, you have a great night, Chase, for everyone. Southwest 13.
Yep, we're gonna fly. Fly like a G6. All right, we're probably gonna be giving Papa November Lima. Probably. I mean, I could be wrong. We'll find out. Oh, I've done this so many times. Wait for them to show us the pin. of singing. I'll try not to. Awesome, Terry. Oh, I gotta pull the...
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Jacksonville Tower, Douglas 105 Delta Tango over at the FedEx ramp, requesting VFR clearance for pattern work and taxi.
November 10 Delta Tango, 1114, taxi via.
Favorite plane,
Echo,
X-Plane 11.
November.
I'm flying it right now, I guess. It's just the highest quality, and it's free, baby. It's free.
November
Can't beat that.
10 Delta Tango, one way, 14 taxi via Sierra November.
Runway 14, taxi via Sierra, November 105 Delta Tango. And do you want us to squawk anything?
No, because we're mainly in paddle and I am not away to hotel.
On the left.
I just look walk that way I can give you a by the way. Okay, let's see. Walk 2602.
I hear you, Captain.
2602.
I hear you, Captain Banks. Yeah, it can be challenging.
For 5 Delta Tango.
It could be challenging, especially now. I'll tell you what, the worst streams I've ever done, aircraft I was not familiar with. All right, he's got the pin. Show me that. Flaps set down to 5. And we'll check our control systems. Full down, center, full back, center, full left, center, full right, center, rudder, full left, center, full right, center. Recall, lower DU sets, and normal checklist. Pull that up.
American 1462.
Generators on, APU off, start switch continuous, NIS not required, air conditioner packs auto, bleeds are on, isolation valve is auto, flaps set 5, green 5.
American 14,
Trim required 5.5, 5.5 set.
Yeah, you can
Start
do
level,
it.
idle, detents, flight controls been checked, recall complete. Boom.
Juliet
Hey Gus, how you doing? It's been a while.
Alpha. Home short, one way.
Juliet Alpha, hold short to runway 8. Thank you very much, American 1462.
Departure plans, arrival plates, or something I'm trying to understand. Can you deviate from those, or are they set in stone, sort of thing? So, they're set in stone. If you're going to fly a departure or arrival,
November 10 Delta Tango.
you will fly them unless
I have 4 departures and arrivals. Alpha, one way.
unless ATC gives you a different instruction. Otherwise, you will follow them. Hunter Gamer, how you doing? All right, let's get our clearance for taxi here. Jacksonville Tower, Solaris 3136, ready to taxi. No problem, Chief. Gus, you watched my tutorial on ERJ and went step by step with your vid. The update, I guess, makes a big difference. Really enjoy flying it, and I'm getting the hang of FTC.
Julia 3136, one way 8 taxi. Julia Alpha for the American.
Runway 8 via Juliet Alpha, Solaris 3136.
For the American. Julia 3138, Julia Alpha for the American.
Juliet Alpha and will follow the aircraft, Solaris 3136. Alright. And Max Fernandez, whatever. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say it. Let's see if this works. It does work. $1.23. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the donation.
November 10 Delta Tango, are you going to be ready?
5 Delta Tango is.
How do you find the fix in the
we're gonna
FC
need a
or
second
get them?
when we get on the runway. Maybe like.
In what way,
one
sir?
second. Yeah, we'll be ready.
And then do me a favor, hold
You've been manually working that plane?
Runway 8 and abort.
Hey,
I'm sorry,
that's not a bad way to do it, man. If you can learn to fly the aircraft
Okay,
manually
hold
and
short,
fly that
one
sucker
more, and
manually,
we will let you know
you'll
once
be
you're
ready to
Delta
rock
Tango.
and roll, man. You'll be able to take
November
control
5
if you
Delta
ever have
Tango,
to.
just so you don't have any complications, I'm gonna get this guy off runway 8 before I send you off, just so you're not a conflict.
Okay.
Alright, we're going to get onto this taxiway that's right up here. I think it's a taxiway. Just swing around this restricted area.
American 1462, are you ready to go?
I'm pretty far out, but if you want to send the other guy in front of me, that's no problem.
Are you gonna be ready to go at the end is what I'm at.
Yeah,
If you're
yeah,
trying
I
to
can
rever-
go as
if you're
soon as I
trying
get
to
there.
reverse a storm,
Okay,
how do you
American
do so while trying not to run into other planes?
0908.
That's where
Flight
TCAS comes into
080,
hand and air traffic
runway
control
8, we're
and
within-
planning ahead.
Clear for takeoff, runway 8 on.
No clue. I know how to
departure
program the
flight
FC one
heading
day. F1 VATSIM, there was like a
American
what
1462.
Fox are you heading? Fix, and I clicked on it and nothing showed up. What aircraft? Need more information. Alright, this is Juliet. How do you turn TCAS with 737? I love a throttle here.
Tower 5 Delta
Right
Tango
here in the
is
center.
ready.
Switch it all the way over to the
November
right.
5 Delta Tango, runway 14, line up and wait. I will have an eye for the post on the closing room. No, 5 Delta Tango, runway 14, line up and wait.
Runway 14, line up and wait. 5 Delta Tango.
So that's going to be the whatever. It'll actually show up right here on your MCP.
Intentional aircraft.
It'll tell you which waypoint you're heading to.
Will be closing in 10 minutes.
Alright, we're going to go and get some of this stuff set here. So if it tells you a specific heading, then you just change your heading. Later, EasyJet. I don't even know if that's what you're flying there, Christian. His takeoff, yeah, there he goes.
American 1462 is airborne. Thanks for the ATC. Have a great evening.
Whoa.
Bye bye.
American 1462. Go over to Unicom 122.8.
Over to Unicom 1228. Thanks. Bye bye.
One more time,
November
TK.
5 Delta Tango.
TCAS, right here in the center. Switch this all the way to the right, like I just did. Put that again, he's like, what fix are you heading to? So that's, again,
Report midfield, right traffic. 5 Delta Tango.
inside your FMC, it's going to be whatever waypoint is currently in the magenta.
31, 36. Runway 8, line up and wait. We'll be about a minute for en route several ways in the principal.
Confused. Did he give clearance to take off and said line up and wait?
31, 36. Runway 8, line up.
Line up and wait, runway 8, Solaris 3136.
No, Polaris 31, 36. Runway 8, clear for takeoff. Flying 080. Wind 090.
Clear for takeoff, runway 8, Solaris 3136. Right. We have been cleared for takeoff.
Attending all aircraft. Jacksonville Tower will be coordinating inside.
We're clear. Get on out of here, guys. Cross check.
Jacksonville Tower 5 Delta Tango is midfield downwind for the option.
5 Delta Tango, Jacksonville Tower, wind 0908, runway 144 for the option.
Runway 14 clear for the option, 5 Delta Tango.
So we are 3136, support the Adolf line, 15 Convoy, 20 Airport. Have a great day and a great flight.
Over to Decom 122.8. Appreciate the service. Have a good one. Right. Jacksonville traffic Solaris 3136, just departed runway 8, climbing for 5,000 on a heading of 025. Jacksonville traffic. Love me some ham flying, guys. Let's set it for 35,000. Flaps can come up all the way. Our brakes off. Starts can go auto. Alright, we'll go and start autopilot. The pressurization looks good on the pressurization. Jacksonville traffic, Solaris 3136 is about 10 miles to the northeast of Jacksonville at 5,000, departing the area. Last call, Solaris 3136, Jacksonville traffic. All right. Got a little bit of a cloud layer here, don't we? All right, I missed a lot of the chat here. Let's go back. All right. Fly guy, how you doing? Oh, good Lord, my wife just came and asked if you had mental illness. She said she should have asked her. Well, I don't have her information to contact her. Is the view supposed to be so zoomed in on the stream? Oh, shoot. Why is it like that? What the heck? My apologies. What in the world? How did that happen and I not notice? I do fly an X-plane. Awesomeness 112. I will give it a shot. We'll see if Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 is going to be good, which I believe it will be. Phantos Mazmag, thanks for the appreciate that. Lights and all that come off. I'm release them. Let them know they're free to move about the cabin. Audio on that. Cabin pressurization looks good. We'll do a recall. Make sure all that's good. Adjust heading here. All right. All right. VATSIM did consider the controllers being online. Weekends are okay, I guess, but weekdays are tough. Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, you got to think about it, though. These are real people with, you know, real lives. They don't, not getting paid to do this. I mean, I'm a VATSIM controller. I don't get paid to do it. I wish I did, but I don't. So, you know, just kept staring at the bug on which I apologize. I really don't know how that happened. Pilot Edge, you know, yeah, you do have to pay for Pilot Edge. It's good now. Great. We have some bad visibility right now, don't we? See what it looks like in the back here. Look at that. That looks pretty sweet. Coastline. I got V-States installed, so nice. Vulkan Beta 6 has been pretty good for me. Hasn't had any issues with it. So many pilots not have controllers. Well, again, that's going to require, you know. This is my thing. Okay, if you complain about there's not enough controllers, well, then become one yourself. I mean, seriously, like, there are a lot of pilots, and I get that. There are obviously, in real life, there's a lot more pilots than controllers, but if you want there to be more controllers on VATSIM, the only way that's going to change is if people like you become controllers. It doesn't take a lot of training to become a ground controller or clearance delivery, anything like that. It's really not a lot of training. And Christian Esty, you're about 17 miles ahead of me. Many mods are not. No, I'm not. These are all of them I'm using right now. This required because I have to, for my virtual airline checklist, X-Pilot for VATSIM, Airfoils Labs because I have an Airfoils Labs Cessna 172, Avitab, Better Pushback, Nimbus Airports because I have Atlanta Nimbus Airport, SAM, and Terrain Radar, and that's it. Good, Gus. I'm glad. We need more good controllers. Hey, visibility sucks. I did turn on my... Yeah. Oh, there it is. It's better now. That's weird. Guess it just updated the weather. Yeah, but laziness is a very bad idea. Yes, absolutely. Oh, shoot. You guys are distracting me. Let's switch this over. Cruising speed today will be we're targeting 0.783 for my Mach number. But you're in the 319, so you'll probably have a little bit higher cruising speed. And I'll be cruising at 35,000 feet. Dude, if Kitty's Deep became a VATSIM controller, I would freaking love it. These are real world. Yep, these are real world. Avo man. Yeah, you did. Sent me a message. Are you running Vivid preset? I'm not running Vivid right now. I don't have Xvision installed. Is it SkyVector that you use? I use Navigraph for all of my arts and stuff like that. Chili. That's what's on the menu tonight. Homemade chili. So we should have about an hour and a half flight here. So if you guys have questions, concerns, anything like that, just let me know. I just realized I'm wearing a Star Trek shirt with my Star Trek poster in the background. So if you didn't already know, I'm a Trekkie. Van der Vid van der Hoven. No, I do not use TopCat Performance Calculator. I use a free program known as the AP Soft Toolbox Calculator. That's what I use. Just hit my toe against something that hurt pretty bad. All right. Use TopCat Performance Calculator. I already answered that, but it's not Friday today. No, it is not. I am wearing. I know. There's the costume. It's dirty. It needs to be washed. Is where that is. I'm not based in Florida. I live in Alabama. I fly all different types of aircraft. I'm not limited to any particulars. I own 319, 320, 321. I don't fly it as much. YouTube or Twitch. Twitch is easier, if I'm honest. And usually better for a streamer in general. But I stream here on YouTube with Flight Simulator because that's where that base is in regards to people like you. You guys are all pretty much over here on YouTube. This is where I built my audience. So, Sweet Home Alabama. That's right, man. All summer long. No, Bert, I stay 20 feet. I social distance myself from Jar Design. I have the Fly Factor A320. I've considered doing the Sully, the Miracle of the Hudson landing. I've thought about it. I don't know. Hey, man, so you're gonna go to flight training in Alabama? I recently got my commercial multi, and now I'm getting my hours. If you need any help in anything, let me know. Yeah, so I plan to do it there's a place near me that's does flight training and looks pretty legit. I'm not one of those people that's just gonna be like, oh, just go to the nearest one and go there. I'm gonna shop around, take some discovery flights with different schools and instructors, and figure out which one works best for me and my style of learning. Do I have any tutorials in the Airbus? I do. I have tutorials in the A319 and the A320. I don't have any on the A321. It's basically the same as the 319 and 320, but yeah. In your opinion, was the best branch of the military, and why the Navy? Man, I can't say that. I'm actually in the Army. I'm in the National Guard, the Alabama National Guard, but specifically Army Alabama National Guard, so I have to say the Army's the best, man. But it's really not. So there's a part 141, there's a part 61 as well. And I've heard there's benefits to doing a part 61 for your private pilot and then moving to a part 141. Looks pretty cool. For like your commercial and CFI and all that kind of stuff. But again, I'm not stuck on any particular one yet. I'm gonna again go work, shop around, figure out what works best for me. But first, I'm going to do ground school, and that's going to be online ground school, just because my availability and time and so forth. And that's what that bar at the top of the screen is, and the donate at link. That is what that goes to. So that's goes all to my ground school training. Patreon's over at patreon.com/MN Flight School of Flight Club. MN Flight Club. That is. Put that in here. All of that goes directly back to the channel, so all that goes right back to the channel. But donations at Streamlabs, that goes to my ground school. Live ground school. No, M0A. I don't know if you guys, if you're familiar with that. They have a private pilot, IFR, CFI, commercial ground school online. What PC do you have in your recommendations that aren't expensive? I built mine, so usually cheaper than getting one pre-built. My recommendation, go to pcpartpicker.com, pcpartpicker.com, and they have a running list of computers that are relatively, different price points for you to choose. About to reach top of climb here. Christian's off our nose here about 15 miles. About 2,300 feet above. Catching up to you, man. It's fine. As long as, hey, Christian, as long as we maintain a 10-mile distance, we'll be fine. Ricardo Latu, thanks for the subscription, man. Appreciate that. Helped me get to that 5,000 mark. Bumped up to 7.7. Gotcha. We are, so at 5,000 subscribers, we're going to do a cross-Atlantic flight over to Europe. We'll do a Europe tour for a month or two and then fly back. We're going to be doing the next Simwing support group flight. It depends on what it is. I don't know what it is. I have a work schedule that's 3 on, 3 off right now. What are my specs? Type exclamation point specs, and they'll pop up.
1,000 to go.
If by the time I get reach 5,000, Ryan, by the time's right, if the new cockpit's out or if the FMC is fixed, I'll fly the 787. Otherwise, I'll be flying the 767 probably. Can you explain in short when should the VOR lock and APP be activated? So, it's all lowercase, SB. Let me get this done here. JAX announcement, level off. Ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, this is your captain speaking. We just leveled off at 35,000 feet. We'll be up here for about an hour, and we've got about an hour to go here with the flight. So, cruise time at about 35-40 minutes or so. The weather in Pittsburgh is pretty good right now. We've got temperatures of 54 degrees. It's cloudy. A little bit windy, but no rain or anything like that. Appreciate you flying with Solaris Airlines tonight. Hope you fly with us again. We'll talk to you here in about 30 minutes before we get on our descent. Again, thanks for flying with Solaris. All right. Okay, let me get back to this. Can you explain short? Should the VR app be activated? All right, so Solaris. Let's start Solaris. Jeez. VOR lock. The VOR lock is utilized in a couple different instances. One, you're actually locked onto a VOR and flying to a VOR or from a VOR. You can do that in a 737. And VOR lock would automatically lock onto that radial outbound from that VOR or inbound to that VOR. Or in the instance of a VOR/GME approach, you can use VOR lock for that approach. Or for an ILS approach, you can use VOR lock to get you established onto the horizontal portion of the ILS. The APP, or the approach button, can be activated at any point in time once you've actually reached the approach. So after you've finished your star, so the last waypoint on your star, as long as you're not being, vectored in with the heading, you can select APP, and then it'll automatically capture the ILS both horizontally and vertically. Get your glide slope and everything. It'll automatically capture all that for you. So generally what I'll do is, depending on the situation, but generally what I'll do is I'll fly down on the star. So I come down on the arrival, and then I generally am being vectored to the final approach fix. If I'm not, great, but usually I am. Usually, or I self-vector myself. Once I get close to that final approach fix, I'll go ahead and activate the approach button. So when it captures that ILS, it automatically will actually capture the vertical and horizontal. I don't have to worry about hitting more than one button. I can just hit one button. You can use the VOR lock and then APP. I do that sometimes as well, depending on the situation. But in general, APP will do just fine for most of your uses. Let's see here. It's on the 30th for now. I may be off on the 30th. Let me check. Calendar. 30th. Yeah, I'm off on the 30th, so I could probably do that. Avo man. Alright. What? We did not add you as a team member in Simwings, or what? I don't know. I had the link down below, and Fedra, but I'm not in charge of that. I don't really ask for anything from it, so I just put that down below and let it ride. Is X-Pen 11 your favorite game at this time? It is. When you press APP arm both VR and lock and glide slope. That's correct, Christian. No, Norbert, I could try that. Yeah, I'm quite cool. You were watching my tutorial on how to install this plane. You found this. Awesome. Yeah, tell Dougal to get his stuff together. He's usually here. Dougal's usually here. No problem, Lid Vanderhoven. PJ Books, hello. How you doing? Welcome, PJ. Top of descent in 41, so it's going to be 50 minutes from now. Raven Plains, how goes it? It goes, man. It goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. Yep, I am flying up your way, PJ. That I am. Dougal is always everywhere. Yeah, he is, right? Greetings from South America. Hello, El Turco. Streaming late at night, super late for him. He'll be in there in chat. He's a legend. He is a legend. He is like on everybody's channel. He's a moderator everywhere. V1, Flight Deck to Sim. I see him in all those places. Nice plane. I appreciate that. That's a delivery I made myself and is available for those inside of Solaris Airlines. Oh yeah, very smooth, man. No turbulence, nothing. So PJ, that is legit, not for air traffic control. That is for specifically for, it's like a, not a prerequisite, it's like a co-requisite for a private pilot. So you have to take a, the FAA test and all that kind of stuff. And part of that, to get up to that proficiency and everything, to be able to take that exam and do your oral exam, you have to, you have to study for it. And one of the best ways to do that is to take a ground school so that you get all that information, the book knowledge and all that kind of stuff. And so that's what that is. Yep. 3 a.m. here. This corona screwed up my sleep. Yeah, right? Screwed up everybody's sleep cycle. Atlanta Center's online. Thought I would be reaching them so far. Oh, I see how it is. We're like kind of skimming to the right of their. Gotcha. Gotcha. All right, Norbert, have a good night. Yeah, right. I saw that you're online already. In Pittsburgh. Atlanta is off to our left, somewhere off in that direction. About a good 150 miles. Yeah, Avo, and that's kind of the whole crux of it, right? And like all these people who was it? Was it V1? It was either V1 or Mentor Pilot said that they knew somebody who had just finished all of their training, and they had actually gotten into a pool. So they had gotten into their an airline pool. They had done, all of these other smaller commercial jobs and stuff like that, and they finally got called up to the big boys, to come sit in the airline pool to be selected for, the airline. And when that happened, COVID-19 came out, ruined his his dream of, I think it was with Delta, was going to be flying with Delta. Ruined his dream of flying with Delta. So this stuff's really screwed with a lot of people's lives, man. We are heading to Pittsburgh. No, I am not on 3.41. I am on 3.40.27 because it's stable. And I'm not going to switch to 3.41 until that thing is rock solid. It's still a RC, and RCs are notorious for being unstable, so nope. I'll stick with 3.40.27. I really don't know what else he can add to it. Like, he's updated everything. Like, what are we missing? What's missing in... I don't know, because I'm not a real pilot, right? So, I mean, I'm sure there's stuff, but... Airline peanuts, it'd have that. Not, how about virtual? You can have virtual. I just spilled water on my shirt. Avo Man with the $10 tip. In SimWings, we support fellow pilots and simming and simmer. This is not a lot, but I hope you can get to your goal soon. Thank you so much, Avo Man. Every dollar helps, and you know that. And you're absolutely correct. In the SimWings community, we support fellow simmers, and we support new simmers so that they can, you know, pursue their dreams of being a part of the flight simulation community with that technology at their hands and their fingertips, you know, what they normally wouldn't be able to afford. And that's the point of SimWings. And it's an awesome idea. Who started? Was it you and Dougal that started it, Avo Man? Who started that? Because it's a brilliant idea, honestly. But thanks again for the $10 donation, Avo Man. I appreciate it. Really do. Last center just went offline. Of course, right when we start approaching their boundary, right? We're like, oh, he's coming. Shut off. Gotcha. Okay. Understood, Avo Man. Thank you. Am I saying that right? Avo or is it Avio? Avo or Avio? Do I fly GA? I do fly GA. Actually, this was it the last stream or the stream right before the last one? I flew a Cessna 172. I don't do it as much because people generally like to watch me fly, you know, tube liners, airliners. Avio. I'm going to say Avio. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. Avio. Indianapolis Center's online. Cruise simulation? Hello. I don't think we're going to be going through their airspace, though. No, we're not going to go through Indianapolis Center. What do you think about the A300? Gonna get it? Perhaps. It looks very interesting, and it's old, and it's classic. So, very, very much perhaps. Cruise simulation Yeah, man, I stream all the time. All the time. Yeah, I get it, man. I get it. I'm gonna step away for just a moment because I want to show you guys something. So I'll be right back. Stand by. Enjoy the scenery. Let's get you a better view. All right. Try to stream X-Plane on YouTube and love it. Awesome. Reddit is in Indianapolis. Nice view. All right, so I mentioned to you guys that I'll be doing a 5,000 subscriber stream where we fly across the pond to Europe. Which one of the Airbuses I'd recommend buying? Either one of the Toluses. That would be my recommendation. Hands down. But anyway, so part of that 5,000 subscriber stream, while we're in cruise and bored out of our minds for 5 hours, I figured that we should do something interesting and fun. Interesting and fun is always great, right? Try to get this sticker off. There we go. So, if you guys are part of my Discord, you've already seen this. But we're going to build this thing. This is a TWA 707 331 classic airliner. Classic airliner here. Jet airliner, 4 engines. Very classic. So we're going to be putting that together, building it, painting it, all of that kind of stuff. So that's going to be on the 5,000 subscriber stream. You built a small drone in your long haul? Nice. Where do I have X-Plane file on your computer? I have it on a separate SSD. Yeah, I'll do VATSIM while crossing. Should you keep yours in an external drive? No. You should not. Internal, and needs to be a solid state drive, I'm telling you. Otherwise, you're going to be waiting 10 minutes for it to load. I do not know the route yet. It's not a surprise, I just haven't figured it out yet. Where is Charlotte? I don't see Charlotte. Oh, there it is. Down there. Fly to your hometown in Italy, Milan, or Nepal. So my goal during my tour of Europe is to fly to every country. That's a lot of countries, I know. Every major country. Oh. Yeah. Avia man, awesome. Yep, just let me know. I'll be heading to UK, Norway, Germany, Netherlands, France, Spain, Poland, Portugal, Italy, Greece, Bulgaria, Romania, Ukraine, Sweden, Switzerland. Say those already. Bosnia Herzegovina. Oh, Turkey. I think that still counts as Europe. Oh, shoot. Trying to remember my geography, guys. There's so many more I know I'm missing, and I apologize. Ugh, man. No, I don't count Russia. Russia's not part of Europe. I don't want to... Croatia. There's one. Yep, Croatia. What is the difference between OpenGL and Vulkan? Good question. Austria. How did I forget Austria? Anyway, that's such a... I love history. I love war history. So, like World War II, World War I. I love that. I cannot believe I forgot Austria. I'm ashamed of myself. Both... Austria was so crucial in both of those wars. Anyway. Alright, so, difference between OpenGL and Vulkan is basically... they're types of graphical APIs, right? So these are the way that the computer pulls and pushes information in regards to your graphics card and how it interprets, transmits, and receives data in regards to your graphics. And yeah, OpenGL came out a long time ago. Vulkan is newer. It's like, what is it, 5 or 6 years old, maybe older, something like that. Iran is not part of Europe, so Do I keep orthos on a separate drive? I do. I keep that on another solid-state drive. I have 3 solid-state drives on my computer. I don't need my terrain radar on. I'll turn that off. My weather should be on. Now Jacksonville Center comes online. Hey Ryan, if you're watching, you need to convince somebody to come on Cleveland Center. Most about I'm not gonna forget Iran. I'm just not gonna fly to Iran. Because it's not part of Europe, and I'm doing a Europe tour. Maybe I'll do a Middle Eastern tour. Another point, fly to Iraq, Afghanistan, Iran, Israel, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Jordan, Syria, etc. Yeah, it's okay to land flaps 30. For sure. As long as it's like a long runway, you're fine. Yeah, totally. Yeah, what I need to do is actually create a graphic and be like, this is the countries I'm going to go to and these are the order I'm going to go to, and then let you guys decide like what airports to actually fly to, what approaches to fly and stuff like that. Because I know that one of the best things about Europe is there's a lot of challenging approaches in Europe compared to the United States. Because the United States, lots of open land, lots of territories, right? You're not having to worry about when you're creating your airports, you know, hooking it into this valley next to this, you know, city with, you know, whatever. But in Europe, you kind of have to, you know. Innsbruck, Zurich, Gibraltar, yeah, I know. In general, Yasmud, yes. But not always. I mean, I'll probably land flaps 40 this anyway. The approach fix is the first fix on your approach. So, for example, right now, we're to Jacksonville, Pittsburgh. We're expecting the ILS for runway 28 left. I can change, of course, but so the approach fix on this particular, well, actually, it's interesting. You actually can have several. So, depending on the situation, in general, it would probably be Koslu as your final approach fix, or it could be Halen, depending on the situation, what SID or star you're coming in on. Pitts is your glide slope intercept point. So that's your waypoint, your fix that you're going to actually intercept your glide slope on. That makes sense. All right, we are within 250 miles of top of descent, so we're going to go ahead and start programming ourselves for our arrival here. So we'll go to descent forecast. We're going to bring up our tablet again here, charts. We'll need this. All right. Deviations 2 with altimeter 30.16. Altitudes we're going to be choosing today. We'll do our usual 20,000, 15,000, and 10,000. With 294, that's 83. And 294 at 40. And 308 at 25. Execute that. Go into our fix here. Runway 28 left. That in. We're at 35,000 feet. The airport altitude is 1,200 feet, so 1,000 or so. So 34,000 feet times divided by 1,000 is 34. 34 times 3 is 102. 102 plus 10 is 112. So it's going to be my rough estimate for top of descent. 112. Alright, that's complete. Fix is complete. Rid of this now, don't need that. Bring me back to Pittsburgh. Approach, ILS 28 left. Also want arrival. Or arrival. Crap. Demi. Speakers. Alright, so Demi arrival. We're going to check this legs page, make sure we've got this all set up here. Indian head VOR. Shoot 318 off that. Ples direct. Nesto. And Nesto we should expect to 10,000 feet. That in there. Alrighty. And the rest is in there as it should be. Demi, and then Lambert Stiller, and then we'll be vectored for the 28 left arrival approach. Perfect. That's good. We're gonna check this out. So final approach fix for me today will be Halen, so 4,000 feet. Set that in my altitude. The course, actually let's set 3,000. Bad. 3,000. Glide slip intercept altitude. Course is 281. Sets. And navigational radio, we're looking at 108.9er for our primary ILS. We'll do that on both. All right. Decision altitude and heights 1325. Add 40 for that, so 1365. 365 set. And of course we leave as is for now. The rest is set. We're pretty much ready to rock and roll at this point. We're gonna get rid of that. Alright, I know I missed a bunch of chats. Dante, you love my SSG 8 E170 tutorials. Having trouble landing at smack the runway at like 400, negative 400 feet per minute. Make sure that you're not cutting your power too early. And make sure you're flaring appropriately and not too early or not too late. It's kind of a hard thing to, say, but Mad East, I can't for see live, so how about runway? There's hard there. Okay. You got Stiller, Vector, Halen? I think so. Yeah, there's a Vector. That's what I have. Going for Joe! Joe! I still don't forget Joe. I remember. I remember that $100 that you've donated. I remember it. Thank you so much, Joe. What is your home airport? What do you mean by home airport? I don't really have... My town does not have an airport. But the closest large one that you probably would recognize is Atlanta. How do I set an altitude for a waypoint in the Airbus? So, on the... I can't show you. Ugh. So, in the Airbus, select the waypoint. On the right side, there's the buttons. Select the waypoint. It'll show you... It'll take you into the waypoint. And it'll show altitude constraint, ALT, CTSR plus or something like that. What you'll do is you will put in the altitude right there, and that'll set the altitude constraint. I am doing well, Joe. How about yourself? Montgomery International? Well, it's actually, I think it's Montgomery Regional, and no, it's actually not the closest large airport. Nice dawn approach. It'll be a nice dusk approach, if that's what you mean. Yeah, it will be. Yeah, so I, on VATSIM, I do control up in Cleveland. Detroit, that area. Not too bad, Joe. Good to hear. No problem, Christian. Awesomeness, of course I do. I don't really forget people. I have before, and I apologize to those who I have, but in general, I don't. Okay. This is unacceptable. Atlanta Center's online. Chicago's online. Indianapolis Center's online. Jacksonville Center's online. New York Center's online. Where's Cleveland Center, Ryan? Where is our center? Merch up. I use XPilot. I am not, Chief. Only place I've ever been in Wisconsin was Green Bay. And I ate some cheese curds there. Were absolutely to die for. It was this brewery restaurant. Oh, they're fantastic. Because of that restaurant, I have developed a love for cheese curds. I'm on the latest release. Colby, I talk about it in my full flight tutorial. I also talked about it in my breakdown tutorials, like Golden Dart Startup, FMC, Autopilot, that kind of a thing. Want to go to LA and spot planes from the In-N-Out Burgers? In-N-Out Burgers, okay. I know people absolutely love In-N-Out Burger. What the heck is that puff of cloud? Christian, I see your tail. So, I'm a fan of In-N-Out Burgers milkshakes. The hamburgers and fries and stuff, I mean, it's good. It's nothing like, you know, earth-shattering, but their milkshakes are pretty darn good. I don't know, man. I don't... Maybe just because where I'm from, but... Best burgers to me, homemade. Homemade burgers to me are the best burgers, hands down. Christian. Yeah, unfortunately, that is okay. I'm going to say something that's negative towards the United States, and I normally don't do that. Joe, the wife's good. Thank you for asking. The United States is extremely fortunate with the freedoms that we have. However, one of the worst things about our culture is we have an obesity problem where people eat and are gluttons, and it's sad. It causes so many health problems. I wish people would be smart about what they eat, that they would work out, do what they have to do to stay within, normal weight parameters as much as they can. I mean, I know some people have medical things that go on that cause weight and all that kind of stuff, but over 50% of the United States are considered overweight. To me, that's a big problem. But anyway, homemade burgers are to die for. Absolutely. Anything cooking up tonight? I had chili tonight. My wife cooked it for me. Culver's. Culver's has some pretty good burgers. Yeah, I've had Culver's. Gus, I have noticed recently that it's been slightly off. Not really bad, but just slightly. Rare. Rare. I'm a medium well guy. Medium well. I used to eat it well done. And I don't mind a well done steak. Throw me in irons. Lock me in the dungeon. Y'all are gross. Nasty. I tell you what, one of the best steaks I ever had, though, was a medium steak. But it was veal, and it was in Spain. It was like 11 o'clock at night, downtown Barcelona. Everyone's out, and they're all in the bars. And I think there was during the World Cup. It was during the World Cup, so, all the bars, everything are absolutely slam-packed. They're watching the World Cup. And I was out on the street, and I just sat down at a cafe, ate at a outdoor cafe, sidewalk cafe kind of thing. And man, that veal steak was just absolutely amazing. So, Gus, funny thing about the meat. Most meat we get here in the United States is actually not from the United States. It's usually frozen and then shipped overseas from places like China or Malaysia, places like that. The beef that, so I lived out in the country, and my mother had good friends that were beef farmers. They had a bunch of beef cattle, and every other year or so they would give us like a half a cow, and we just stock our fridge up. Man, that meat, amazing. But again, you got to cut out all that middleman. Cut out all that middleman. Just give me the freaking cow. So much better that way. Chief Jimbo. So yeah, Navigraph is basically 100%, 100% accurate in general. I noticed a difference between regular meat and grass-fed meat. I mean, yes. So, well, I've never had just regular versus grass-fed. I've had organic, grass-fed, free-range, home kind of, cattle meat versus just the store-bought meat. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really tell you just specifically grass-fed versus regular. Argentina steak glass all at $15. Well, yeah, that's because Argentina currency versus U.S. currency, and all that kind of stuff. Good grief. $200 for... God. It better be the dadgum best steak you ever had. Yeah, so the way that, interesting. The way that my mother did her steaks and the way that we do our steaks here now, me and my wife. I've already done all this. Ooh, landing calculation. I have not done that, though. Let me do that real fast. The way we do our steaks is we, take the steaks, we put them in Dale sauce mixed with water and sugar, and let them sit in the refrigerator in that for 24 hours before we take them out. Pittsburgh, we're in 28 left today. We'll do a flaps 40 landing today, so flaps 40. And we're looking at a 142 for the VREF. One correction. What is the current winds? 0 at 9, so yeah, 5 is fine. Done all this. Performance calculations done. If your F is set, auto brakes is calculated. We're gonna do auto brakes. Do auto brakes 3. Descent checklist. Set cabin lighting. We're going to go here. Oops, nope. Ground. Cabin lighting. We'll wait here. If you ever go to Italy, try Fiorentina Florence steak. Still one of the best steaks I've ever had. Advanced restaurant age 28 days. Well worth the 250. 250. God, it's expensive. Hell no, Chief. Usually don't use profanity. I apologize. Just made me upset. Heck no, I do not use ketchup on steak. Right now it's 0034. We'll be on the ground in about 20 minutes. If the steak is tough and not very good, I'll definitely put some A1 on it. But if it's a good steak, I don't put anything. It's just a steak, man. I just eat the steak. Give me the beef. Beef, it's what's for dinner. How do you calculate which brakes to use? I use AP Soft Airline Toolbox to do that for me. Make that a little button. Look at the difference. That's like a 40-mile difference on top of descent versus the actual. And it's probably because it's calculating, going out and all this kind of stuff. I'll probably wait. I'll wait till I hit Rick's and then I'll start a manual descent. Because basically you fly by the seam of your pants. That's the way you do it. Jackson, what's going on, man? Literally, all of the centers around Cleveland are online. Atlanta, Boston, Chicago, Indianapolis, Jacksonville, New York. You know what? It's not online. DC. DC's not online. My bad. How many apps you use to successfully complete a flight? Avitab, Navigraph, AP Soft, Airline Toolbox to actually do the flight and do all the calculations and stuff. SimBrief to actually do the flight planning. If I'm flying on VATSIM, I use XPilot to do the VATSIM. If I'm flying for Solaris Airlines, then I use FS Airlines as well. If I'm live streaming, then I also use Fly Live Studio, OBS Streamlabs, and checklists called X Checklists, and Active Sky. Forgot Active Sky for all my weather. A lot. Yes, Joe. The RTEC for Pittsburgh is Cleveland. Yeah, Chris, with the Airbus, yeah, you just like I usually always do low. Tired of that flickering. Wrong one. Maybe. No, wrong one. There it is. Maybe? I don't know. Nope. Gosh, which one? Airport info. There it is. Yeah, we'll probably both take Foxtrot 5, if we're honest. A long runway. No one's on Cleveland Center right now, unfortunately. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and start descending here. Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, we're going to start descent now into the Pittsburgh area. We'll be on the ground here in about 10-15 minutes. I'm going to turn the fasten seatbelt sign on as we start our arrival here into Pittsburgh. Do appreciate you flying with us. We'll be on the ground here again in about 15-20 minutes. Flight attendants, go ahead and start preparing the cabin for arrival. When do you set standard on the SID? Are you supposed what? When do you set STD on the SID? Are you supposed to set it at transition altitude? So you always change your barometric from standard to the local at 18,000 feet in the United States. And Europe, it varies per arrival, if I'm not mistaken. Could be. Did you notice the winds? Yeah, I got the winds. 260 at 9. Because it's it's a well, now it stopped. It's a glitch. It's a glitch. I don't know. Oh, right now, yeah. I thought you meant on the ground in Pittsburgh. My bad. No problem, Chief. X-Bryce, no, I've not had any issues. I've recorded Vulkan. Of course, I don't use game capture. I've never really liked the game capture feature in OBS. It's never really worked perfectly for me. I do window capture and just capture this window. I love how me and Christian are basically flying the corridor of, like, air traffic control. It's like, you know, New York Center, Indianapolis Center, where would DC and Cleveland be? We're, like, flying right through there. RXGE, hallelujah. I am using Vulkan. Plane 11, X-Plane 11.50 Bravo 6, Beta 6 is Vulkan. They're ninjas. Sure. No problem so far. I mean, like you saw that flickering. That was... I get that every now and then. But besides that, really, yeah, no problems at all. I do? Get that with 11.41. Well, flickering clouds, yes, but not the ground flickering. Yes, RXG. AVO, you'll be right back. No problem. This is the default sky. I accept I'm using active sky as the weather engine, but besides that, it's all default. Vulkan is better with FPS in general, yes. See if we can pick up the ATIS for Pittsburgh.
Push turbo discretion. Advise on initial contact. You have information Bravo. Pittsburgh International Airport ATIS information Bravo 2351 Zulu. Wind 260 at 9er. Visibility 10. Ceiling 7,000 broken. Temperature 11. Dew point -2. Altimeter 3016. Pittsburgh Airport West operations in use. Simultaneous ILS approaches 28 left, departing runway 28 left and Papa runway 28 right. 28 center closed north is 2 airmen. Operate transponder in altitude reporting mode on all taxiways and runways. Read Echo runway hold short instructions. Push start on discretion. Advise on initial contact. You have information Bravo.
Alright, we've got Bravo. Stainless, I'd say yes. It's quite a bit better than the normal default. I mean, the default's fine. It works. But to me, it's a lot more accurate. Now, the ground flickering from the shadows of the clouds, that's a known issue with the Vulkan. My understanding is they're working on that to be fixed with the non-beta release of Vulkan. Could be wrong on that. It is preliminary research. You never really know. It'll be dark by the time we actually get to the ground. Who's my favorite YouTuber and streamer? Right now, probably V1. V1 Simulations. I just find his streams to be enjoyable to watch. Probably V1. And then Flight Deck the Sim after that. On Twitch, my favorite is my good friend PJ. Avio, man, I just found out you were actually a YouTuber and streamer, so you can't blame me for not having you in that list yet. I haven't watched one of your videos. Unactive lately? No. Or even start watching. Why? Why should I wait? Got a little bit more fuel on board than I normally would have. Should be good. Alright, switch over to local. UNH, standby altimeter set, APP, code checklist, light on. Approach. How do you tell you captured the glide slope? I'll show you once I actually capture it. Probably the best way. Well, I'm glad to be able to help, man. All right. Are getting there. Now, Christian's out in front of us somewhere. I think I can see him. Passing Demi. Okay. What's your altitude, Christian? $9,000. Okay. What movies show did you binge watch since quarantine? I haven't really been quarantined, guys, if I'm honest. Been working with National Guard, so I've been working on 3 days on, 3 days off. But even with that being said, I've been watching. Me and my wife, before quarantine started, we started watching Star Trek: The Next Generation. I've been having her watch all of them. So we finished that up, and we started on Star Trek: Deep Space Nine. Again, Trekkie. So what can I say? Unashamed. Alright, landing lights and turn off lights can come on. Fasten seatbelts on, chimes. Flight attendant's going to prepare the cabin for arrival. Prepare the cabin for landing. Alright guys, as you all know, been watching me, once I pass 10,000 feet, I kind of start focusing more on the game than I am chat, so if I miss your message, I do apologize. But my main goal here is to land safely. And to do that, sometimes I have to go, chat, you no longer exist. Dun dun dun. So once we start our descent past 10,000, which will be here momentarily. Pittsburgh traffic, Solaris 3136 is about 20 miles to the south east of the airport, passing Dimmy at 10,000 feet, expecting ILS 28 left. Pittsburgh traffic.
Pittsburgh traffic, American 1462, turning left, direct tail in for approach on runway 28 left. Pittsburgh traffic. Pittsburgh traffic, American 1462, established on the localizer 28 left. Pittsburgh traffic.
Roger, Christian. Gotcha. Light bumps on the approach. Got the airport in sight. APP armed. Bug, SAS runway heading. It's not yet, haven't captured. Whoopsie daisy. Got! How you doing? Nope, you haven't yet, man. VOR lock has been captured. The VOR is now active, so I can go ahead and switch this now. Heading at 281. Altitude bug, missed approach. What is the missed approach altitude? I should have looked at that before I... This. 4,000. Alright.
And American 1462 is on a 5-mile final, runway 28 left, Pittsburgh traffic.
Pittsburgh traffic Solaris 3136 is on a 10-mile final. Runway 28 left. Pittsburgh traffic. Yeah, it should automatically capture it, sir. Glide slope has been captured. The diamond got close enough, and now it's captured the glide slope. So we'll set. Go around altitude. Pittsburgh traffic Solaris 3136 is established on ILS runway 28 left, 10 miles for traffic. All right. We're looking for a 42. Down to 62. Flat 15, gear down. Start switches, continuous. Recall, all clear. Brake, armed. Set 142, final regress speed. Flaps 40 set. Clear to land.
2500.
Pittsburgh traffic Solaris 3136 is on a 5-mile final. Runway 28 left. Pittsburgh traffic.
Pittsburgh traffic, American 1462, vacated runway 28 left on Foxtrot for Pittsburgh traffic.
All right. And let's go ahead and take it over. Captain has the aircraft. Got the speed as well. Put off to the left, the right here. Put in your landing rates, guys, in the chats. We know what you think I'm going to land at.
Feet stabilized.
Stabilized.
Set. 100. Minimums.
Continue.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Knots.
Reverser's closed. Our brakes off. All right. Pittsburgh traffic, Solaris 3136 is clear of runway 28 left on Foxtrot 5. Pittsburgh traffic. Flaps coming up. Weather and terrain off. This side as well. Landing gears off. Going strobes go steady. Alt off. Ground here. .0. Pittsburgh Ground, good evening. Solaris 3136 is on Foxtrot 5, looking to taxi to Delta 80.
Solaris 3136 Pittsburgh Ground, you can taxi to parking via Foxtrot Victor 1, cross running to a center at Victor.
Taxi parking via Victor 1, cross 28 center on Victor. Solaris 3136. All right, let's get taxiing to the gate here. And once we get parked up, we'll, of course, check out that landing there. It's the wrong freaking way. Ah! There's Victor right there. Whoopsies. Was distracted. Enough for you to call. Yeah, whatever. I almost missed it. I didn't. Alright, 4 set. Repeats off. AP running.
American 1462, parked at the gate. Thanks for the service. Have a great night. Bye-bye.
We'll see you later.
Thanks for flying, Christian. It's nice to know that had company in the skies this evening. Now go to bed. Get some rest. When is the anti-ice necessary? Anti-ice is necessary when you're in conditions where ice may accumulate on your wings or your engines. And that can vary. I think it's between 10 degrees Celsius through negative 30 degrees or negative 40 degrees Celsius where moisture is present. FAA does not own the 738. Solaris Airlines does, and they approve. I'm one of their best pilots. That's scary, isn't it? Not really. I'm not real. That's not true. I shouldn't say that. I'm not one of the best pilots. I'm a normal. Phenomenal pilot. Go and kill engine number 2. You are. I don't know how you do it. You overran the runway at midway. Come on, Ryan. I've never, I honestly, seriously, like I've never had a crash experience flying with Solaris. The closest I had was a ERJ flight, and I uploaded that to them, allowed them to watch it. I should not have made the attempt. I was breaking many procedures, but I did land, and we walked away from it safely, so there's that. My ground there's no, I don't have a mod. It's just the most up to date, I suppose. Christian, you saw that? Yeah. I should have gone around. So according to FS Airlines, my landing rate was negative 143. So not bad, fellas. Not bad at all. All right, Delta 80 is right in front of us here. I've had a positive rate. That's mainly what I found is that happens when the runway's sloping up. So it like registers it as like you're increasing, but in reality you're not. Multi-flex. Glad that you're enjoying those tutorials. They're being helpful for you. Usually higher than your Lewis script. Mine vary, higher, lower, but they're not too far off. Usually they're within 20 or 30 or so. Lights off. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Pittsburgh. Thanks again for flying with Solaris Airlines. Tyler James Cohen just updated his pledge to $12 on Patreon. Thank you so much, Tyler. Forgot I had that set in there to do that. All right. Number 1 engine can go off. Solaris 3136 is parked at the gate and shutting down. Appreciate the services. Have a good night.
3136, good night. We'll just catch you.
disconnect from VATSIM, finish this out so we can get this thing done here. This thing done here. Turn that music down. Whew. So Solaris airline fees are actually really nice. So most flights you're looking at 100, 110 bucks a ticket one way, which is really not bad at all. However, this flight that I just flew, for some reason, was $230 per ticket, and I went, I'm gonna fly that flight because I'm gonna earn the airline more money. All right, replay mode. Take a look at this from the outside. Have a good night, Chief. Thanks for stopping by. And really not bad. I know it was a little high, a little floater there, but really not bad at all. I'll take that any day of the week. Take it to the bank. And you know we've got to do the runway. The right runway? It's not the right runway. What the heck? SB, no problem, man. Hope you enjoyed it. Let's give this a whirl. Have a good night, X-Bryce. Thanks for stopping by. Don't forget, guys, that you can be a Patreon patron over at patreon.com/mmflightclub. That is where you help support me doing these streams. All the money there goes right back into the channel. You can help me continue to do things like this awesome landing. Look at freaking that. That's awesome. Slow-mo. And if you donate over at streamlabs.com/MicahMesser1, boom, touchdown. You can help me actually learn to fly in real life. Donating over there. Again, thanks for stopping by and watching, guys. We're gonna zip it back here. And I just realized it's doing that stupid thing again. What the heck? I apologize, guys. I don't know why it's doing that. Good night, AVO. Thanks for stopping by. No problem. It is a pleasure to do it. Alright. You guys know what this is. You've been around. It is time for me to say goodbye. Division sayonara. Whatever other words you want to use. Guten Abend, guten Nacht. Have a good night, guys. And don't forget to join me on the Discord, of course, so you get notified when I go live next, which will be tomorrow. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next time up in the sky.